Good afternoon, everybody. We are playing Madden 23 once again, and I'm going to be checking out just a bunch of stuff in the game. Here at the beginning of Madden, I just like to get a feel for the new features and everything that is in the game this year. So we're going to dive into franchise mode some more. I have more questions I need answers to, and we're just really checking stuff out. You know, I'm a franchise player. I'm not ready, like, today to start playing franchise. I'm checking out the ins and outs of everything that's in the game, and we'll be getting right into the action. I actually wanted to start out here by getting into a couple Play Now games just to see if weather looks any different, if they touched anything on that front. So, let me load up a game quick, and we should be, ready to go here. Day 2, Madden 23. Welcome everybody to the stream. If you are watching this after the stream is over, I'll try to have some timestamps for you to go down below and check out where everything is that you want to see. And also, today's live stream is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. Link down below in the description. Underdog Fantasy, best place to play fantasy football right now leading up to the NFL season. Check out their best ball contests. More on them later in the stream. All right, we're going to fire up a couple games here. I just want to see how the weather looks. Oh, why am I buffering here? There should be no buffering. This didn't pop up at all yesterday. I'm not dropping frames, though, so I'm going to choose to ignore that. What's going on, everybody? Be careful with kick returns. Very easy this year. All right, I'll keep that in mind when we're playing. Let's go to Pittsburgh here and fire up a game in the snow and just see how that looks. Why does this not want to loop my music? Why do I have to change that setting every day? Your first stream, it's about time you showed up. We've been waiting, Minitron. Been waiting all this time. You know, I haven't played much to really see what I think about the coverages, Isaiah. I honestly haven't played. I've played one game. Like, I mostly just want to see features and stuff right now, and then I'll be playing some more games, maybe doing some head-to-head online and everything. All right, so this is, they only have one option for snow. It's light snow. So they are aware that it's not heavy snow or anything. They've called it light snow. Oh, Trubisky, the Nickelodeon valuable player, leading the six-time Super Bowl champion Steelers into play. Is the stadium name change in the game? I'm not sure. Where does it show the name of the stadium? But clearly, this scene here is showing like no snow. I still see the Heinz graphics and everything. Playing all pro or all Madden, it don't matter. I'm just checking out the snow, and then we're going right into franchise mode. We're kind of picking up off where we left off yesterday. Just testing things in there. Maybe I'll play like a drive or two. Yeah, I picked the snow. There's no snow on the field. There's even less snow than normal. Where's my snow? So many games have done snow really well, but this game, like, there's like nothing. I appreciate that, Michael. Hope things are going well with you as well. How's the gameplay audio? Is it good? Louder? Where we need to go? It's Trubisky out of here. Ooh, little escaping. Follow Claypool. I hear it's a little bit tougher to scramble this year. We'll see. I'll play a little bit of this, though, just to get a little gameplay in here. And then we're going to go into franchise. I have no idea what difficulty I'm on, by the way. Let me see, though, just to be sure. All Pro. We'll leave it there for now. If you're looking for gameplay takes right now, I don't have many, as I've only played a little bit of actual gameplay. I've mostly been searching through franchise mode to answer a bunch of questions. We're doing more of that today. I'll get some games in, though, to have some more gameplay takes. This is a light snow setting, but there is no heavy snow setting. Oh, I don't think that's enough. No! I was trying to throw it like 60 yards downfield there with Trubisky. Little fadeaway there, getting hammered by Rashawn Gary. I've noticed the character models, like, people are talking about the shoulder pads felt non-existent. I do see that. The shoulder area in general is kind of small on players, it just seems. I don't think the character models look bad, but yeah, the shoulder pads are definitely like... It looks more like they're wearing a normal t-shirt than football pads in a way. Oh! I was trying to dive at him. I might have gotten penalized there if I actually made contact. Seam, Cobb. Hey, Kane, if you do a relocation franchise, one rule you could do is only draft and sign undrafted rookies for the first 3 years, plus wouldn't be able to sign free agents that are 70 overall. Yeah, if I was doing a series like that, I might have some sort of rule in place like that. Where are you going with that throw? Why are you moving like that? Thank you for the super chat, Ian. Yeah, the relocation franchise is something I've thought a lot about just because it would be something I haven't done and really challenging. Perfect combination. Rodgers, deep ball, broken up. Early breakup, that's said by Cameron Sutton. Nice to see the CPU try to take that chance into the end zone. Sammy Watkins. What is he doing at camp? It's still like Sammy Watkins supposed to be a starting receiver, right? Everybody just wants to talk about Romeo Doubs. Or is it Dobbs? Couple throwaways on that drive from Rodgers. Let's see a 53-yard field goal. Can we get some drama on the field goal try? Oh, yeah, that was short. Quarterback 2 is still the holder on field goals. Two observations. One is in year 2 of free agency, there's usually a crazy free agent class. Mine had Herbert, Jefferson, and Wirfs. Okay, that's something I wanted to take a look at, so thank you for your anecdote on it. No XP sliders, second slow sim gameplay, has had poor offense. Wondering how it's been for you. I haven't had my test game yet. I'll be recording that probably tomorrow for the second channel. Just to get a feel for it there. Ooh. You know, as much as they've been talking about physics, I've still seen a lot of awkward collisions. The animation chaining can still use a lot of work. Give me that. And we're going to go up and over. Or not. Game feels pretty familiar. I mean, I haven't really gotten a lot of experience to give full thoughts. Wow. What was that? Mashing X there to break a tackle? Like an NFL tour? Can you turn that off? Because I don't like that kind of thing. Let the ratings take care of it. I'm not sure if that's a thing I could edit from in here. Passing, slow down. Definitely leaving that off. Come on now. I'm not sure if that's a thing you can turn off, because I do not like that kind of mechanic. Drop out of it. Stepping up. Ooh. Yeah, we had two guys focus on the inside defender there. I think that's Kenny Clark. And then Rashawn Gary flying unblocked. Not ideal. Tackle battles are so gimmicky. Trubisky in the end zone. It's Johnson. Let's go. Deontay Johnson. That is the MVP right there. The Nickelodeon valuable player. Mitchell Trubisky. Yeah, I was seeing that. Like, they usually are good about getting face scans and stuff like that. I don't know what the situation has been. Like, I thought that a couple of years ago they had a bunch of them done at the draft. That's the kind of thing they can patch in, and they usually do likeness updates. But it is odd that there are so few right now. The new passing mechanic, so far, I'm not really feeling a big difference. I don't feel like I have great control of the meter, and all my throws are pretty much on target. So I guess I'm kind of confused by the new passing mechanic right now. Wait a minute. The snow just appeared. We had no snow 15 seconds ago, but it's fallen fast now in Heinz Field because they still have the Heinz Field in the game. That is not dynamic weather. That was just the texture of the snow didn't load in, I think, for the first quarter. How about that spinning grab by Christian Watson? I have a demand when it comes to Madden. I need snow on the level of Red Dead Redemption 2 in Madden, all right? Let's get some snow in the game. This game got it right. I have not played all Madden gameplay yet. That's going to be one of the next things I do. Rodgers gets it out there. Aaron Jones, that's a first. Aaron Jones and Quadzilla going to have a big year this year. I imagine they will. I like the two of them a lot as a tandem. I think that's going to be the best 1-2 punch, possibly. There's an inaccurate throw by Rodgers. I need some real snow. I'm from Minnesota. This wouldn't even be a conversation here. This is glorified rain. Yeah, we've gotten some pressure on him, and it's been impacting like all of his throws, and it did it right there again. So the pressure is definitely apparent, and quarterbacks do not play well under duress. Now, how about that decision making? Rodgers making a throw like that under pressure. When you get a quarterback under pressure in Madden, they'll do some weird things. Exactly, Mike. You know what it is. Oh, if you're in Duluth. So you get a special brand of winter there with Lake Superior. In LA, this amount of snow would be the end of the world. See, that's true. It's all in context. And in the context of football, this ain't doing it for me. Yikes. Man coverage looking sticky, which I like. For years, man coverage was practically useless, and we were all forced to just play zone every play. I like mixing in some man-to-man. Maybe it's more playable. How about that trajectory right there? Kept it out of harm's way. 4 tight ends on the field. All right, bring in Quadzilla. There he is. How do I shift my line again? They changed the controls, and I play spectator mostly. Give me a dance there, Miles. I will try some online gameplay. We'll see if I get to it today. If not, probably tomorrow or the next day. I'll see which other day I want to stream. But head-to-head, I'm not playing Ultimate Team. I don't really... I like Ultimate Team when the game first comes out, but I know nobody wants to see that from me. So I'll probably just play regs. Rodgers. Tipped up and caught for the touchdown. Come on. Sammy Watkins. Oh, come on. The replay doesn't go back to the snap. Calvin Austin. What's he been doing in Steelers camp? I feel like I haven't heard much about him. George Pickens getting the buzz there out of Pitt. This is week 1 Sammy Watkins. Man, week 1 Sammy is the Sammy everybody thought he'd be. Hit the wrong button. Trying to hit Claypool. You know, they've had this game calling, this play calling stuff for like the entire time it's been on Next Gen. I'm still not used to it. Because again, I just do CPU spectating games, and I haven't really done anything with it. Oh, wait a minute. We're in the 2-minute drill. I gotta call some real plays. I got some pistol in here. Doubles Y off. Got like nothing in there. OBJ. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he lands back with the Rams or goes somewhere like Buffalo. Off the hands. Let's check that one out in slow motion there. So we had an inaccurate throw because of the pressure. It's only a little bit out in front. This is actually something I've been talking about for a long time. Don't miss him by 7 yards on a 7-yard throw. Just miss him a little bit out in front. He reaches, hits him in the ring finger, it looks like, and he can't make the catch. I actually really like that. He impacted the ball. His hand impacts the ball's flight. That ain't bad. That's a good play. That's a point for Madden. Dude, Presley Harvin. Here's the big man punting. What is Presley Harvin, like 250? He might be able to back up Cam Hayward. All right, 41 seconds for Rodgers. I feel like he looked larger than Larry Ogunjobi and a lot of these other defenders. Packers call a timeout. That sounds nice, Dan. Yeah, we're looking for anything like that that seems like it's a step in the right direction. Hold. Did you see that? Hold L1 to have the AI control your player. But when we checked that out yesterday, they were just running straight into the line of scrimmage. Face of the franchise? I haven't had any thoughts about that. Has anybody checked it out yet? Is it any good? Caught. By the way, if you haven't done so already, please drop a like on the stream. We're at 78 with almost 600 viewers. Can we get to 125 likes, perhaps? Let's go with some man-to-man coverage here. It's just not my default usually playing Madden, but I want to see how it holds up. Rodgers, tight coverage. He's going down. And the Packers are out of timeouts. And they're out of time as well. That is something to keep an eye on, you know. FIFA. I didn't know FIFA came out on PC. But if they're getting the next-gen version, maybe the next Madden will be next-gen on PC. At this point, I mean, it's just... It's really unacceptable that PC is a last-gen experience when it should be the definitive way to play. Oh, did I miss a super chat, Jalen? I'm sorry about that. Let me pull up the spot for it. Hey, Kane, please pick my Steelers for a franchise. I've been playing 23. Haven't noticed the real difference with field sense and O-line play is still bad. Steelers are in the running. We'll see if they make it. I'm still deciding. You know, I haven't narrowed it down any more than yesterday quite yet. But I'd say that what I've seen so far hasn't been like marketably different or better in terms of the gameplay. Ooh, took him out there. Watch out, Rogers. See, normally I don't use her on defense, but they're forcing me to because I can't just hold a button or just let it go and let my players take over. I don't want to use her on defense against the computer, but I'm kind of forced to. Check down. I think some of the tackles have looked decent, more so in one-on-one instances. When you start to get those gang tackles and like 3 or more players, that's when I think you see the animation chaining isn't where it needs to be, and you'll see more areas where physics really isn't taking over the way it should. That was a nice little block there. I want to see that again. But I mean, I have liked what I've seen from the franchise improvements. There you go. Terrell Edmonds. Bang. I've seen some clips of nice open field blocking as well in this game, so maybe we can check out some of that. Defensive slow sim is the way to go then. On this channel, I don't want to do all the slow sim. I'm just going to have to figure something out. Now, how about these slow developing runs? I haven't liked these on this Madden engine. It just feels like your blocks aren't good enough and they take too long to get set up. Yeah, I never had any control there. Yep, PC experience is like playing on PS4. Yep. You might get better frames, but that's it. Bringing some heat now. Harris helps pick it up. We're going to throw it away. I've thrown enough interceptions for one lifetime. Probably could motion a tight end for one of those runs. It's worth trying out. Pass rush is definitely fierce. It's gonna be something you have to think about every play. Let's see if we blitz Rogers, how he handles it. Let's get some press coverage on there. Oh, they pick it up? Seriously? Yeah, we're playing on All Pro right now, but I'll be trying out All Madden with the next game I play. Not seeing a lot of run game success. It feels like the front four definitely is winning the battle up front in the limited sample I've played. I'll try more rushing on my next drive with Harris. I know the Steelers don't have a very good offensive line, and the Packers do have a good defensive line. But I want to put a little more effort into that. Yeah, maybe L1 on the D-line would help. Because I know as a user pass rusher, I am more effective probably than the CPU just doing it themselves. Because of those little quick time events that pop up. I haven't seen anything yet, Rob, that would be like, no, I can't start my franchise because of this feature being busted or whatever. Haven't had the game crash yet. I like what I'm seeing in franchise. Haven't noticed anything game-breaking there. But I've got to try all Madden, see what the slider guys are saying, kind of go from there. But the plan is to do a franchise this year. You know, I want to make it happen. There you go. Get him to the ground. We're going to do more man coverage. Quick pass to Cobb. How many blue shirts do you have, Kane? A lot. Definitely a lot. But this one's different, though. It's button up. I have gone through free agency. I did a stream yesterday. If you want to check out that stream, there's a timestamp on there, I think, to check out the off season. I like what I've seen from free agency outside of one thing. Free agency itself is looking really good. The only thing I don't like right now is that you can go on the transaction log and you can undo a signing the CPU made if you think like, hey, they shouldn't have made that move. We're going to undo that signing. But, oh, give me that. I'm testing out Harris, though, so we ain't returning that. If you undo the signing and sim to the next week, they'll just sign them all over again. So I'm still trying to figure out if there's a workaround there. Bang. Yeah, more so made for online leagues. I totally get that. That's a good point. That's what I like to hear, Freddie. There we go. I want to try a bunch of different types of runs as well. Here we got zone split, so no tight end on the right side here. There we go. Running him over. See, some of those interactions still feel like they could be way better. It's one-on-one in space. It's about as basic as it gets there. And it still feels like, you know, that interaction is just playing out with an odd animation. Let's try a counter. Not the... Counters used to be great in Madden. I think they've been pretty bad for a number of years now. Yeah, most of the time you have no chance on them. Was that one of their top prospects? Brett Beatty of the Mets? Let's try a shorter in route here from Deontay. Oh, I was trying to get to Freiermuth, actually, but Harris would have been preferable. We're going for it. Heading to the air. Off the mark for Deontay Johnson. Yeah, it feels like the pressure has a lot of impact on quarterback accuracy, and that pressure shows up very regularly. Rodgers shovels it. All right. I see you. The Lions are a ways away from being a super team. They got to be an average team first. Maybe they will be this year. I like the way they're handling their rebuild. I've really liked how they've done it the last 2 years, including fleecing my Vikings in the Jameson Williams trade. Yeah, the Yankees actually looking beatable is something I wasn't sure we'd see until the playoffs. So, seems like a little 2-week slump they've been in. What's the separation now in the East? Are the Jays like within striking distance, or is it still like 7-8 games? Let's see the MLB standings. Are the Twins still 2 games back? Yankees are up 10 games still, so I wouldn't sound the alarm quite yet. If it gets down to like 5 games, we'll talk. Yeah, Twins still down 2 games. I don't think the Twins are going to make it this year, but I'm hoping they can find a way. There's Dylan. Yeah, Kate, I'd say franchise is looking better. They made improvements to scouting, improvements to free agency. Rollover cap is a nice feature to finally have in there. There's a trade finder now. We're going to check out more in franchise mode, but yeah, I'd say so far there are some noticeable improvements. Oh, I forgot what the timeout button was. I'm like, I hit share. Oh, that's me petting a fox in Ghost of Tsushima. That was like the last fox in the game, yeah. I did the last Fox Den shrine thing, and I pet. You have to pet the dog. You always pet the dog. Down you go. Any chance you could play a game against Baltimore? Curious to see how the computer handles Lamar Jackson. That was on my mind earlier today, so yeah, Rec, I will do that. On all Madden, I'll play against the Ravens specifically to check that out. Oh yeah, motivations and tags are a welcome addition. Green Bay going read option on 3rd and 3. I don't know about that one. For your franchises, will you have the dev and game sliders updated already, or will you tweak it throughout? Definitely got to tweak stuff throughout just because they're going to continue updating the game. And you have to answer all their updates with slider changes and stuff like that. So it always is fluid like that, unfortunately. The goal, though, is to have it in as good of a space initially as I can. And that's why I am doing so much testing, so I can see, okay, what do I have to look out for in franchise? And kind of go from there. But so far, I really liked what I've come across in relation to last year. A minute. And I have not moved the ball well against these guys. Yeah, we simmed a season and Lamar ran for like 1,200 yards. It was pretty nasty. They drop out. The Trubisky special. Oh, that did not work how I thought it would. I just throw that a tad early. Steelers are underrated this year. Not surprised. Hey, they got a good defense. They're definitely not expected to be great this year, though. If you check out like Vegas totals and Super Bowl odds, yeah, I threw it too early. See, why are they not kneeling the clock out on this play now? I have one timeout. That's not enough to do anything. They're calling a real play. Ever play Pokemon Go? Yes, I have played a lot of Pokemon Go. I'm a big Pokemon fan. They got the tattoos there on that lineman, or was that mud? I don't know. Will I force suspensions in the franchise for more realism? Yeah. I'll find a way. If that means I have to drop the ratings for however many how much time it is, I'll just drop the ratings. Because you can't create One out of thin air. Do I have a Nintendo? I have a Switch, not an NES. How you like Madden 23? Appreciate the super chat. So far, on the gameplay front, I'm still kind of mixed. There are some things I like. Features and franchise, step forward. I'm somewhere in the middle right now. Not too high, not too low. Let's play a short game now on all Madden. Because like we said, we're going to check out a game here against Lamar Jackson. And I would like to get one more game in before we move on to franchise mode to spend time there. We'll play as... Yeah, Carolina works for me. All Madden versus Lamar and the Ravens. Super Sim glitch. I haven't even gotten into Super Sim. But I would be almost certain it's still there. The new tackling can be hit or miss. Like, some of the interactions are nice. Some are still weird. I don't know if they can make it any better through updates. But definitely feels like, you know, no matter what they say about physics, until the game is, like, completely redone, basically from the ground up in that way, there's no way they're going to get to a true physics point. Like, it's just not going to get to there. We'll go 4-minute quarters in this game. And just to show off a different time of day with different weather effects, we'll do rainy at 4:15. Oh yeah, is my game style on simulation? I don't even know what I've had it set to. I doubt you can play in Germany. Years ago, they had some of the UK stadiums in there. Remember that? Are they in the game anymore? I like the pregame intros here. That'll make for nice clips in franchise. I can't do the gritty, no. I'm not as cool as Justin Jefferson, unfortunately. I'm a Viking fan. That's a Harrison Smith signed helmet right there behind me. I like a lot of players in fantasy this year. A few guys I've been targeting a lot are DJ Moore from the Panthers. I do think with Baker, he's got a higher ceiling, but I just think DJ Moore is really phenomenal receiver, and he's had some bad touchdown luck in his career, so I think he could be in for a pretty monster season. Running back I've been targeting a lot lately is Kenneth Walker, because I'm not buying anything with Rashad Penny this year. I'm not drafting him based off of 3 good games last season in 3 years. Yeah, Kenneth Walker's taken that starting job, and he's not looking back. I've been targeting Scary Terry. I have been as well. It just seems like people are kind of letting him fall. And I think with Wentz there, like, I think Terry's going to be his go-to guy all day long. I just don't think anybody else on that team is good enough to siphon away enough targets. Now, maybe Dotson comes on strong, and maybe there's more from De'Ami Brown. Wow. Give me that. Let's go with the flex. You are not flexing. Unless that's a dance called the flex. I don't know. Not under any sort of pressure. Missing badly. I'll be doing a lot of running in this game too with CMC. You do see a lot of errant passes here in the rain. Yep. Tommy Tremble. Come on now. Hold the edge. Like, why isn't he making contact with him? Is it because his chest isn't squared up nicely with him? Like, we need an interaction there. That's where I don't buy the whole physics-based thing with Madden. Another guy I'm actually a little more interested in is Robbie Anderson, because I think, like, he's going to play. He's going to get downfield targets, and people aren't taking him until very late in drafts. So I got my fair share. Whoops. I'm just going to turn off that passing because I know in franchise I'm not going to use that. I want the player rating to matter. So give me classic passing. I'm over it. I think the Packers are mostly fine, but the receiver situation is problematic. Unless Romeo Doubs is, like, so much better than was expected. There's Terrace Marshall. The hype with him, though, is getting pretty high. Here's my question to Packers fans. Right now, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs. Cut one. Who is it? I know you haven't even seen Watson because he was on the pup list. But I want to know where's your head at. I am not going to pay attention to the top 100. That is a complete waste of time. See, it seems most people are already like, he's the better rookie. He looked good in the preseason game. Definitely looked like he was a class above who they were playing against. That touchdown, though, he scored on, I'm pretty sure that was a slot fade against the safety. It was still a nice play. There goes J.K. Dobbins. When's the, what's the schedule look like here? Are there any weird, like, Thursday games? They're trying to play, like, 5 days a week. What's the schedule like here? Do I still have some time to catch up on some of the other preseason games I missed? Thursday is Bears and Seahawks in prime time. Oh, you definitely don't want to miss that. Friday, 3 games all evening. Saturday, big slate. Sunday, 3 games. Monday, 1 game. So, yeah, it's like almost every day you're going to have football to watch there. 5 days in a row starting Thursday. Like, this is a coverage I would call so much if man coverage is usable. Like, this is one of my favorite coverages you could call. I like cover one robber because it lets a safety just basically read the quarterback, go make a play, and then you got man-to-man across the board. And man coverage, this is 4 verticals. This is the 4 verticals, running back leaks out to the left. So, man coverage is usually pretty good against this. It's not really the best play to be grading how good the man coverage was. Yeah, that 4 verticals. Oh, they gave the running back an option route, though. Made it fancy. I will be watching some college football. I hope I can watch more than I usually do. I am looking forward to it. I wish there was college football tonight, but there isn't yet. I think we're like 11 days out. Thoughts on the Bears for this season? Not much. Their off season, I mean, they're not trying to do anything is part of it. They didn't bring in any big receivers for Justin Fields. The O-line is still bad. Roquan Smith is on his way out. You know, it's year one of their, I don't know, year 1.5, year 2 of their rebuild. I don't think there's a whole lot of hope for him this year. Unless Fields takes 3 leaps. Even then, they got to build up a new core. Backwards pass is always risky. Hey, Kane, I haven't really played Madden or watched football since pre-COVID days. I saw some good reviews with the new 23 and wondered if you would recommend. Appreciate Super Chat. See, Madden's one of those games that I never, like, outright recommend, just because I know that it can be a very divisive game, and I don't know what everybody's tolerance is for Madden's faults, because there are many. I think the franchise features are better than last year, and they've gotten, you know, progressively better. On a gameplay standpoint, I'm still kind of getting used to it. Oh, we got to get out of here now. Yeah, pass rush is just showing up all the time. I know I've played with some bad lines, but I feel like I'm under pressure a lot. Sleeper team this year. You know, I think these Panthers could be a sleeper. I am not all out on Baker Mayfield. Last year was awful, but just trying to give Ian Thomas a chance. He didn't have much of one. You know, Baker has had a couple really good seasons in Cleveland. And last year, he played hurt. And if his issues were more physical than, like, you know, quarterback skill or mental, then I think you're looking at him having a chance to bounce back with an offense that has a chance to be pretty good with DJ Moore and McCaffrey if he can stay healthy. They've been building up on defense. And then the NFC South in general is just not as strong as it usually is. The NFC conference is not as strong as it usually is. So if Baker can be as good as we've seen him at his height in Cleveland, no reason why Carolina can't be the sleeper team of the year. Floated downfield. Oh, got it at the 3 to James Prochet. That's a really nice throw. Now, was that actually a catch? That is not a catch. So let me challenge that. Oh, they're going to... It's inside 2 minutes. So they'll review that, hopefully. Thoughts on the Giants this year? Appreciate it, Memphis. Thank you for the super chat. I'm not a Daniel Jones guy, but I like the players they've been adding. I think Kenny Golladay can be a lot better than he was a year ago. I want to see what Kadarius Toney looks like with an offensive coordinator who knows what he's doing. I like Brian Daboll as the head coach, and I do like a lot of their defensive players as well. I don't think it's going to be a great defense, but I think Kayvon Thibodeau can finally be a legit edge for them. So if Daboll's the real deal and can unlock a bit more from Daniel Jones, they'll have a chance. But I still think the Eagles are better. I still feel like Washington might be better, and Dallas definitely is. So I think there's just so much ground for them to cover if they're to be one of those sleeper teams, and I don't know that they can do it. I will say that my first impression playing all Madden is it, seems to feel decent. Tap pass to Terrace Marshall. Not getting outside on him there. I don't think Dallas did get better. Their offense got worse. Michael Gallup is hurt. Ah, come on. You got to make that catch. They lost Amari Cooper, and I think that's going to be a bigger loss than people want to admit. Even if they have CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup's coming back, I think losing Cooper is what made them special. They were the highest scoring offense in football last year, and you're taking away a big reason why. Zeke, I think, has played his best football years ago. The running game will probably be decent. I like Tony Pollard a lot helping out. But I think the Cowboys are going to regress on offense. Now, I don't think they're going to be like the 27th ranked offense, as we'll pick that off. C.J. Henderson. But I believe losing Amari is a big deal. Nothing's wrong with Philly. They've done a really good job in the offseason. Yeah, the O-line isn't what it used to be. The running game isn't what it used to be. They lost Amari. Michael Gallup's hurt to start the season. I'm sounding the alarm on the Dallas offense to start the year. Oh, yeah, we have to go try to score. Robbie, not going to have a chance. Got it to McCaffrey. He gets a block. We'll cut inside. We're not done yet. Probably should have tried to get out of bounds on that. That was kind of a fun play. Looked like Patrick Queen was right there, but wasn't able to stick with him. Oh, yeah. Why is the replay not starting at the snap? Come on now. Appreciate it, Jason. I'm not as good as Gus Johnson. He's one of my favorites, though. I appreciate Super Chat. Slot fade, but can I change who's in the slot? See, I'm not used to this play call screen. How do I change the personnel? What do I have to hit? Drew Lock or Geno in Seattle? Flip a coin. Use L2 to make cuts. I can try it. A lot of times, using the L2 moves leaves you more exposed to fumbling if someone lays a big hit on you. How do I change who's in the game for that formation? Oh, at this menu I can. Okay. Well, I was looking at plays. wanting to do it. That's kind of inconvenient. We'll get the snap off just in time. Ooh. He didn't get it there to Robbie at all. This new play call screen is a big L. Is there a way to go back to the old one? I haven't liked it at all. The plays don't need to be that big. Let's get Baker here on the play action. Having a hard time making throws here in this rain. Not much change in there. I'm trying to do a main channel franchise this year. That is the hope. I gotta start just throwing it real short, I think, if I want to complete any passes in this game. Press man. Heavy pressure. Uh-oh. Lamar keeping. Another option call, giving Lamar a chance. Cutting back to the middle on there is kind of risky. Dobbins. Ooh, tripped over him. I'd say it's inconsistent. Like, the animations do impact the gameplay fluidity, and sometimes it does a really solid job, and other times it's a little bit off. But also, you know, we have had situations where in the running game, like, an animation just won't trigger, and, like, the players are close together, but there is no block. I mean, like, a play like this, I think, looks pretty good. You know, we bring one more than they can handle. Quick pass, clean tackle, everything there made sense. Again on the keeper. Ooh, I like that play where they have the tight end out in front. That's my favorite read option in the game. Because that tight end comes across. And a lot of these read options, you know, Andrews is getting up to the second level. That end is going to be free. But I love this play because it brings an extra blocker across the formation. You can get some real big runs on that play. It's nice to see him juke and stuff, too. Ah. Just go to the inside. I think he's out of gas. I think that's the problem. I think he's out of stamina. But they keep calling those plays. More option. Lamar, first down. Yeah, he's out of gas. They're not calling, like, pass plays for him. Maybe Kyler Murray was the one to test with because there'll be less schemed up runs, more throws, so you can test scrambling. Do I think baseball will ever be popular as football again? No. No. I still think baseball is going to continue losing popularity. I'm just not sure it's catching on as much with the younger generation. And I don't think that they're doing enough to reverse that. I'm also not quite sure what the solution is. You can't force people to like stuff they don't like. Thank you for the super chat. I'd love to see baseball, you know, grow in popularity. And I think there are some great young stars to help out with that. DJ. Try another counter. We'll take it, I guess. Sebastian, I think I am agreeing. Like, I'm liking the feel of all Maddens so far. Let's try a toss out to McCaffrey this time. See if Tremble and Thomas, like, this should be a money play right here. Just take care of 54 and we're good. So I thought. There we go. Give me the whole play. Ian Thomas. Not the best blocker. See, Tremble did his job. I need Ian Thomas to do to block better. He tried. But I mean, blocking isn't easy. At least he tried and failed. We just don't want to see him fly by the guy or run the wrong direction. We can handle him just blocking poorly. Slot fade. Baker into the end zone. That did not work. I haven't been cutting a whole lot. I need to get my reps in because like I say many times, I've been playing mostly slow sim, CPU. So I don't have very much experience doing all that on my own. just enough. Let's try an RPO. Let's call a timeout there. I'd love for these jailbreak screens to be a little better. I don't want the play action as part of it, though. It's just going to slow me down. I can cancel it. Oh, I double tapped it and it pump faked. It's like, I just want the ball out. 3rd and 12. That swing route's really loopy there by CMC. On the outside, and Humphrey is way too good to be beat there. Yeah, I want to go for it. Usually you can audible the running back to block there. I tried, and it wasn't working. But normally you're able to. Three-man rush. Come on, McCaffrey. Oh, I thought he would outrun him a lot better than that. That was pathetic. Have you made up your mind for your franchise team, or do you wait to play the game? What's going on, The Prayer? Thank you for the super chat. I usually wait till the game comes out because I take too long to make decisions. And I kind of want to go in and see developments for players and all that kind of thing, just to see what I'd be working with if I pick a team. That was a fun game on All Madden. I am interested in playing more of that. I would, Spencer. Yes, I would like to do something like that again. But I don't think I'll be doing that at launch. That'll be kind of just a random project I do here and there. Oh, yeah, the clipboard slam. We need new post-game everything, man. This is not head-to-head. This is against the CPU, just testing stuff out. So, most of you know Swami worked on the game. He doesn't work at EA any longer, but he did give out some extra things on Twitter today that were in franchise that weren't really marketed, and I wanted to share those tweets with you, at least what he was saying. So first thing, fantasy drafts have been adjusted in terms of contract value. So the team salary is now going to be $175 million instead of $110. So it should make like free agency contracts a bit better on the fantasy draft front. There were a couple good ones here I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Route runner is changed to playmaker archetype for wide receiver. We did get to see that yesterday. Here's one that I liked. They limited the extent players can upgrade physical attributes. Previously, you could get +3 speed, +3 throw power for a player's career. He says he believes it was turned down to be +1 to be more realistic. So we had players where we would get lucky and they would constantly upgrade their speed. It seems like now you might get it once, but hopefully that is all. They created better criteria for end-of-year dev progression, especially for defensive positions. I know they fixed something with tight ends because they couldn't go from star to superstar. He also says, for quarterbacks, being among the worst in interceptions, even with great passing numbers, no longer will grant dev increases. So we'll have to see what exactly that'll mean. They created performance-based development regression. If after the regression there are too many players with a certain dev, the system will reduce the numbers to a league setting. Yep, those were the main ones, I believe. But I like that the physical upgrade cap is in there. So we're back in franchise mode. I was in here yesterday because we were testing things out, and I'm kind of back to do more of that. We finished a free agency, we finished a draft, and getting ready to go into year 2. A replacement player league, removing all the players over 75. That's got to take a long time to set up, but that is really interesting. The rookie class that comes in has got to be like super OP then compared to the rest of the league. My slow sim CPU versus CPU settings. No slider changes, default all pro. I have not done it yet in this game. I will tomorrow for a video on the second channel. Yeah, that was something I did. So I saw Deebo Samuel's ratings, and I'm like, wow, I bet he'd be a really good running back. Deebo Samuel is the highest rated running back in Madden. If you just move him there, he's a 99 overall. I saw that 98 ball carrier vision and knew, like, all right, he's going to be a pretty high rated running back if you just move him there. He is a 99. I did release Bosa and Mac for scientific purposes. So now that we're in this stage, I actually wanted to check something out here in the league transactions. So you can't you can undo free agent signings at this stage. So I was trying to see, like, the Bears were signing Joey Bosa. I was trying to undo it, but every time I simmed forward, they just sign him all over again. So is this feature going to be good for user versus CPU franchises? Maybe not. We'll release him again and just see what happens. But I want to get into the new season. We're going to take a look at things like motivations and tags, what teams are doing in terms of trades. Do I think the Vikings could beat the Bucks, Packers, Cowboys, or 49ers in a playoff game this season? Appreciate the super chat. I mean, I think they could go head-to-head with a team, I think, like the Cowboys, but I think the Bucks, Packers, and 49ers are worse matchups when you look at like the Buccaneers offense in general. I think would just overwhelm the Vikings too much. Packers are very complete on defense and have this really good running game I don't think the Vikings would handle very well. And that's kind of the same for San Francisco. Dallas, I mean, I'm not going to argue anybody saying they're a better team right now, but I do think that they are worse than they were a year ago. Three preseason games, so I'm guessing the schedules for preseason are probably the same every year, but let's remember, we're playing 3 NFC East teams, and see if that's the case in the following season. I really believe Justin Jefferson leads the league in receiving yards this year, Kane. I absolutely agree. That's something I'm calling this year. Justin Jefferson leads the NFL in receiving yards. Mike's in the house. What's going on? Yeah, Bosa will sign a 1-year deal now after I did that undo. Look at the trade block. It's always awful. A.J. Dillon was on mine. Yeah, they always want to put on any running back that's pretty good who is like number 2 on the depth chart. Doesn't always make sense. Yeah, let's check out the trade block here right now. You got Marcus Mariota, Daniel Jones, Malik Willis. See, I don't think Willis should be on the trade block. But the game is looking at, like, all right, quarterback 2, 70 overall. He's not starting for us. Maybe we could get something. And the logic is just kind of that simple. Now, if he had the franchise quarterback tag or something, that would be, wow, he does have it. Anybody with those tags should not be on the trade block. I didn't think he would, because when we checked him out yesterday, wasn't he missing those? Now, this is year 2. Keep in mind, this is not 2022. This is 2023. I've simmed forward a season. But I don't think with those tags that he should have the ability to be on the trade block. How good they make Sam Howell in here. I'm a Sam Howell guy. Like, everything's good but awareness. As a rookie, if you're usering him, Sam Howell's in good shape. The quarterback rushing yards are pretty good. We saw Lamar run for like 1,200 yards last season. So it's really high. And we'll continue to check on sim stats this year. Yep, Dillon, Mitchell, Edmonds, Carter, Chuba Hubbard. I mean, this is the stuff we've seen on the trade block for a long time. Doesn't make it okay, but it just more or less hasn't been touched. And now we'll see, like, if any of those players get traded, what it's for. Did Tannehill's play make it worth it for them to trade him? We can take a look. But even if it was, is the game accounting for that? That's the other part you have to see. I mean, he's 35 years old at 80 overall, coming off a season 25-5. I mean, it's a good ratio. Ran for 167. This is year 2, yes. Keep in mind. Vikings have 4 quarterbacks. How many are teams usually carrying? Well, it's preseason. I think you'll see more 3 quarterback teams. We'll see where final rosters end up, though. 5? 1? Chargers just don't care. We got 1 quarterback, and that's Justin Herbert. Got the mentorship here, those scenarios. I'm not sure if they've added any scenarios. I haven't seen anything that looks new yet. Let's sim to the regular season. I want to see how many teams quarterbacks have in the real deal. Appreciate that, Braden. Thank you for the kind words. All right, check that out again. And I want to see if anybody made a trade. We got 3 quarterbacks there, 3 quarterbacks, 3 quarterbacks. So I don't think you're going to see a lot of 2 quarterback teams. Some are out there, but looks like most are going to have 3 and sometimes 4 on their active roster. Like, Washington here really needs Nathan Peterman. 50 overall. So that's kind of eating up a roster spot. Having so many, like, 4 quarterback teams out there. You know, signing a veteran that's slightly higher rated than your other veteran is something that I also think is weird. Okay. Will the Lions start William Webster over these two? What's their depth chart say? The tag, future starter and everything, is supposed to help take care of that, or the quarterback of the future. So, are the Lions playing that new rookie? Not yet. He should be starting. Now, I don't know what their gap is there, if it's 1 overall off, but I think it should be like within 3 or 4 overall. Would be how I would set it personally. I'm hoping to start a franchise rebuild on the second channel this week sometime when I figure out what team it's going to be. Let's see any trades. Kendrick Green for Neville Gallimore and a 7. They just drafted Kendrick Green last year. So they traded for Kendrick Green. Doesn't make a ton of sense. You have Tyler Smith, who's a 75. So that's a trade where I'm like, why? And could the Steelers really afford to give him up? Okay, you got Kevin Dotson. Mason Cole at center. Yeah, it's just kind of like a why'd you do that kind of trade? But I can undo the trade. And I wonder if they'll just do it over again. Can I undo the trade? No, I can't undo a trade. I can undo a signing. You can't undo a practice squad signing. How come I can't undo these? Is it only in the off season? What if I go back to an off season move? There's a lot of practice squad ones to get through. It might only be in free agency. Okay, that's good to know as well, though. Those are the kinds of ins and outs we're looking for here. I want to see my notes here quick and just see if there's anything else I was looking at. Nope, I've covered the main things I wanted to see so far. I want to pay attention to the Lions all year and see if we can figure out when they're willing to start the rookie. So, I want to go... There's actually something else I wanted to see too. So, let's make sure he's not starting now. He's still the third quarterback, 2 behind Goff. We'll see if when he gets to 73, if he leapfrogs Goff to at least be the QB2. But I noticed that with that tag, it was... I forget which one it was. Future starter grants bonus XP during weekly training. He should also be a focus player. So I would believe there's more XP than normal going his way. He's getting 912 there for those trainings. And Goff is only getting like 210 there. I would imagine he is Detroit's one of their focus players if he's a rookie quarterback. So I was thinking that that tag was going to give even more XP than normal. And I guess I would be able to figure that out better if he were on my team and I could specifically check. But I guess now we want to sim and wait for him to become a 73, which might take a little bit. I have to buy a PS5 and a new capture card if I want to record the tolerable version of Madden. No, thank you. Yeah, I just can't believe the PC version is a last-gen experience. That is incredibly annoying. What's going on, Nitro Drive? And Michael, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Kane, thanks for always churning out a variety of content. Been here since Nate Bell was an interception machine. Do you think the Falcons have a chance to compete in 2 years? I think any team in the NFL is 2 years away from competing for a Super Bowl if they just make the right moves. I know that sounds super simple, but I don't think it takes like 4 years to build a Super Bowl team. If you get the right quarterback, that cuts your time significantly. If you have the right coach, that cuts your time significantly. No team is actually that far away, the way I look at it. But based on who they have right now, I mean, I'm kind of a Ritter guy. I really would like to see him. I also was intrigued at like what Mariota could do with another starting chance. But the offense just doesn't have a lot going for it at the moment. Now, Kyle Pitts could be a superstar. Should be. Be a shocker if he wasn't. If Drake London comes on strong, if the running game, you know, can Cordero follow up last year? It's still a process, but I don't think that in general any team is actually like 4 years away. Or has to be 4 years away. 72 to 73. So Goff's morale is taking his overall down. Let's check out their depth chart again. Who would I say are the modern day comparisons for Brett Favre, Randy Moss, and Adrian Peterson in their prime? Thank you again for the super chat. He leapfrogged both of them. So I don't know what changed to put him at the top of the depth chart now, because there's still a gap with him and Garoppolo. He has negative morale, but he is the starter. So I don't know if it's predictable when this will happen, but it is good to see. And hey, if it takes a few weeks to kick in, I can totally understand that. But we're trying to learn the ins and outs, and sometimes it's not cut and dry. That is pretty cool, though, to see him starting. Modern day comparisons, though, for Favre, Moss, and AP. There is no comparison for Randy Moss. I've never seen a player ever play the game of football that I would compare to Randy Moss. There's not a one. Not even Julio Jones, and he's maybe as close as you would get, or Calvin Johnson. There's nobody I've ever seen like Randy Moss, ever. I think we've seen plenty of Favres over the years. Who's the closest thing right now to Favre? I might have to come back to that one. Adrian? Closest thing to Adrian in the NFL today, I think, is Nick Chubb. The thing is, comparing Mahomes to Favre made way more mistakes than Mahomes did. And Mahomes does it, I think, at a higher level, too. Okay. Yeah, he is a day one starter there. I thought I saw that. Now, these tags will be changing. So that's what it is. He's no longer a future starter. It updated to make him a day one starter. I forget what the combo was exactly before. But these tags will be fluid. Drew Lock. Have the Lions gone 0-4? We'll find out. Does it show wins and losses in the game log here? Yeah. He started week 4 was his first start. Good to know. That means Jimmy started beforehand. And they went 1-2 in his starts. 5 touchdowns in the opener. So yeah, it made him the starter by week 4, which is cool to see. I don't know if there were any other quarterbacks we had to keep an eye on. Maybe we can find a situation where the starters are close and we can just see who's starting. All right. Is Eric Moran starting over Teddy Bridgewater? He's got snaps played. Yeah, he's been playing since week 1. And they're an even overall. How about Kenny Pickett? He has been playing over Trubisky. In year 1, he did not. I'm not sure if we'll have any more examples to look at in this run. That might be it. I'd imagine they're playing Matt Ryan here in Indy. Yep. How many quarterbacks do the Chiefs have? 3? The Colts got 4. Commanders have 4. That's still weird to me. No team needs 4 quarterbacks. Desmond Ritter's higher rated, so I just imagine he's also starting now. He played a little bit as a rookie, too. Not sure if there's anything else here I wanted to see. Maybe the Raider receivers? Rainey's getting on the field, probably as the 3rd receiver. That's nothing out of the ordinary. He's a 6th rounder. Spencer Terrell getting out there. Tiny bit. Oh, did Brady go to the Dolphins in here? Did that really happen? I want to sim to mid-season. Another thing I wanted to see is, like, how do injuries look on this setting? Did Bosa go back to the Bears? We'll check on that. If so, it would have been on a completely different contract. They made Tua a trade target because Brady's ahead of him on the depth chart, and Tua is a 78 overall. Who doesn't have the future starter tag. I'm pretty sure. Will Brian Petrovsky be back as head coach since he disappeared last year? And would you do a relocation franchise? Possibly on both. We'll see. Appreciate the super chat, Ty. Yeah, we've been thinking about the relocation franchise a decent bit. I wanted to see injuries. Not seeing many. 8 and 4 weeks, 2 and 3 weeks, 1 week, 1-3-1. Yeah, they definitely don't put a lot of serious injuries in here, but that's an Achilles for ETN. That's rough. He already lost his rookie season. $15 there. There's a PCL. Oh, the other thing I wanted to do, Myles Garrett was hurt too. I want to go to our training, and I want to set it up so we have like the most intense practices, because I want to see what stamina looks like by the end of the year. We'll check on stats at the end of the year. I'm not going to do it mid-season. I want full pads, starters getting all the reps. And I wanted to see one more thing. It doesn't show stamina gains in there. Does it still do like the stamina drops if I simulate weekly training is kind of what I'm getting at here. What about for like CPU players? Just checking a random one. 88 stamina for Sky Moore. $86 there for Justin Ross. I have not decided on a team yet. I haven't decided on the teams for either channel yet, CP. I appreciate the super chat. It's always hard for me to narrow it down because I can make a good case for a variety of teams, but I have to pick one for each series. But I'm hopefully going to be able to figure one out here soon to get something going on the second channel. Just don't want to rush it. Yeah, there are very few season-ending injuries, at least on these settings. I do want to get a feel for the default injury sliders, though, so I can just see how they simulate and everything. Oh yeah, is Bosa back on the Bears? Doesn't appear so. He's on the Colts right now. Yeah, that's... he wouldn't be playing for that, that's for sure. But that's what happened. Like, I undid the signing, forced him to go into the season without a team, and that's all he gets. Please show and address the AI season stats. If they're unrealistic, it ruins the immersion. Yeah, I've seen some of it, Jason. I thought most of it was good. My main complaint is that slot receivers are still too dominant, but quarterbacks are putting up huge production. Receivers in turn are putting up huge production, but I will show that once we get there. Yes, Blue Jackets, the plan is to do a main channel franchise this year. Thank you all for the super chats. Wow, 49-45 in that last sim game. I'm doing it like this because I'm trying to see if I can get their fatigue to a point where it's actually a problem. If I simulate, I'm just not sure if I'm getting that right effect. Yes, you can only sign in-season free agents to one-year deals, and you can't really negotiate with them. Run pass split. We'd have to check. Like, we'll take a quarterback who puts up the biggest season and see, you know, how much they ran the ball. But each team is going to be a little bit different with how much they run or pass. I think I forgot to do it that last week. I cannot wait to watch those AFC West games this year. Somebody's got to finish fourth. Excited to try out franchise this year. Going to do a Giants franchise and make Kayvon the next Giants pass rusher next to Taylor and Strahan. Hey, I think Kayvon could very well end up in that kind of conversation. The Giants have had some really good edge rushers over the years, and they've been looking for a while, ever since the days of like Justin Tuck and JPP, OCU Minora. I think they finally got their next guy to at least, you know, get into that tier. I really like Kayvon Thibodeau. I thought he should have been the #1 pick. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the highs they can reach in the simulated stats are even higher, like in the 50s for touchdowns, and like some really special seasons are possible now. At the same time, the rushing stats looked decent on the surface the first time I simulated. I think the highest rusher had like 1,700 or high 15 or something like that, which I thought was pretty good. And it wasn't just like Zeke having a great year. Like he has, like Zeke has simmed well on Madden, it seems like, forever. First stream since the Gopher days. No way. That's a long time. All right. I did a whole bunch of simming there. Let's check out our health. Yeah, it doesn't seem like you're really going to get Oh, it keeps adjusting it, though. I'll have to do a test maybe on my own and make sure it doesn't adjust that kind of thing. I think they're trying to save you from getting into trouble. I'm trying to force us to get into trouble. But we're doing just fine there with the fatigue. I really wanted more from that feature. Let's check out some season stats after year 2 here. We get through it. Come on. Taylor Heineke, 49 touchdowns, 10 picks. It seems like really anybody has a chance to sim well here. Joe Burrow had 49 touchdowns. Dak 43. Josh Allen 41. A lot of 5,000 yard passers. In the NFL last season, one second. There were 2 quarterbacks that threw for 5,000 yards. In 2020, nobody did it. In 2019, 1 player did it, Jameis Winston. Yeah, they've definitely turned up the offense, turned up the points too, I'd imagine. Look how many 40 touchdown passer there are. The sim stats are pretty ridiculous. 9 quarterbacks over 40. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 quarterbacks at least at 30. And basically no starter had under 24. These guys didn't play all year. Yeah, it's the juiced ball era. Derrick Henry had 1,800 yards on the ground. Damian Harris, 1,600. Kamara for 1,590. How much receiving did he do? Because Kamara never runs for that much. He's never in real life had a 1,000-yard season, and I'd be shocked if he ever did. Because he needs to be catching the ball. I really love your streams. This is a huge deal for me. These stats are ridiculous. My only hope is that EA devs can see the stats are nonsensical and need to be tuned. And they often do make adjustments there. And I'm not even sure if I'm playing on a day 1 patch or anything right now. So there definitely needs to be some tuning to the stats. Like the quarterbacks are just doing way too much. I think there's just too much scoring in general in the simming. 2276. That is an NFL record by a long shot. And 26 touchdowns. That's 312 yards more than Calvin ever had. On top of that, we talk about this every year. The slot receivers are OP in the simulating. Every receiver here is probably the slot receiver on the depth chart for their given team. And for guys like Cooper Kupp and CD and Michael Thomas, it might make sense. Christian Kirk for 1,500 though. Darius Slayton for 1,300 though. Sammy Watkins for 1,300. Bills, Seahawks. Let's check their depth charts. Yep, it's Sammy Watkins and Darius Slayton. That's still the cheat code. And who was named the MVP? Joe Burrow over Taylor Heineke. We're back to quarterbacks here for MVP instead of all the running backs we saw last year. I wish it would show stats and stuff here. I'd like to know, like, be able to click and see what they did, especially in the case of like Rookie of the Year. Like, I don't know these guys. Show me their stats. Is there a system for how the AI gives out captain patches? I'm not even sure if they do. I really don't know. Did the Lions give their rookie quarterback the patch? No, Jared Goff still has it. I'm not sure if the CPU ever messes with that. Have I seen coach mode in settings? I haven't. I'm not sure if it would be here in franchise. Would it? I think I might have to check for that at the main menu. I haven't played last gen Madden in a long time, Savage, so I'm not sure how the gameplay is on there. I know there are some gameplay things they don't get on those consoles. There are some franchise improvements I like. There are still a lot of improvements they need to make there. But coach mode should still be there, right? Yeah, it's there. Watching your vids inspired me to run franchise mode and Super Sim at slow speed. I've done 6 rebuilds in Madden 21 that way, won 2 titles. It's a fun way to play. I mean, on the surface, it might be weird, but I think it gives you the best game of Madden. Makes you feel like you're playing a little more in a strategic manner because you can't just control players and do everything better than the CPU. You really have to draft and put together the right team. It's quite fun. I don't know. There's no setting to like tweak the stats like that. There's not enough control given. It's just the way the game is tuned. I wanted to get to free agency because I wanted to see who hits free agency this time around. Is it still an exciting free agent class? Because that was pretty good after year one. Chiefs over the Falcons. Somebody earlier asked, are the Falcons, can they go to a Super Bowl sometime soon? They can. Here in Madden, very possible. Right to free agency, please. Evan, that Vikings series was weird. That did not go how I wanted it to. Back in Madden 17. All right, free agency. Anybody good? Are these players any good? Nick Bosa, Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson, Rashawn Gary, Joey Bosa. Keep in mind I manipulated his contract significantly. Justin Tucker, Kenny Moore, Daniil Hunter, Trayvon Diggs. Free agency is maybe the area this has gotten the most improved. The interface is better. More players seem to be hitting free agency. The interest meter impacts how contracts are given out. And then you have the active negotiations in the eval period. I'm just skipping an eval period here, see what happens. Kenny Moore signed 1 year. Pretty good money, too. 90 overall corner. $15 million cap hit this year. The players seem to be asking for more money. Let's try to bring in Justin Jefferson. Expected value is $31 million a year. Let's do, he doesn't have a lot of interest in us. All right. Let's make a player-friendly offer to Justin Jefferson. It's your standard $200 million contract over 6 years for a receiver. Oh. I think once you put in an offer, then you can see who else is interested. So 2 teams interested here in Jonathan Taylor. If I put out a high-risk, team-friendly offer, that's how you see who else is into it. And now it's not on like a points basis. You get these bars, but it's the same general concept. This would, yeah, because Taylor wasn't a first-round pick, so he wouldn't have a 5th-year option. This is the 2nd off-season in franchise, so Taylor would have just ended his 4th season, so he would be a free agent. But JJ now, I don't know that CPU teams even get 5th-year options, because his would have been picked up. And we did get Jefferson. I made that huge offer. Can't say no to that. Hey, Kane, who do you see being in the World Series as of this point? Phillies fan here. I mean, it's hard to pick against the Dodgers right now. Mets look really good too. But I like the Dodgers at the moment in the National League and in the AL. I still only think 2 teams really got a shot there. It's the Yankees and the Stros. Maybe Toronto if they catch fire at the right moment. I know that's like the best teams But that's still how I see it right now. Yeah, the Yankees have been playing poorly, but I don't think that'll last forever. That's what it took to get JJ there. That's a huge offer, man. Yeah, so the CPU I don't think gets 5th-year options to even do this kind of thing. What if I make a neutral offer here for Joey Bosa? Can we be friends again? Puts us even with the Vikings. Let's evaluate. Nope, he went to the Vikings. Whoops. Now, I've made this offer after the eval period. So let's simulate to the next week then. Do we get the reveal like we have in all the other franchises? It doesn't show down there. Okay, so it's not popping up free agent notifications at your main screen anymore. You need to go check the transaction log or go back into the free agent menu. What's the best way to get the message across to EA? I badly want to play a new franchise mode, but it seems like free agent class and stats are broken. I'm not sure the free agent class is broken. I think it's good to see big name free agents becoming available. It all depends if like their motivations fit their current team. That is a big part of this game. So, you know, I don't know what his motivation is, but if we just look at this here, warm weather state, Minnesota isn't. No income tax, Minnesota isn't. Has franchise quarterback. Kirk would not be worth a lot of points. So they couldn't come to an agreement. I see a lot of superstars hitting free agency. I mean, we just had Bosa, Jonathan Taylor, and Justin Jefferson, Rashawn Gary. Like, this is more star-studded than any free agent class I've ever seen at the top end. Usually free agent classes would be more in the 89 and 88 range. Second tier players. Top tier players rarely hit free agency. This is pretty good. There's a lot here. Did Herbert lose the franchise quarterback tag? I doubt it. Can't imagine. I think it's way too star-studded. You wouldn't see teams letting this many stars go. It's not necessarily they're letting them go. It's they're not coming to an agreement. And if they're not a good fit, they have to offer more money to get it done. I don't think that Herbert would have lost his stuff. Where is Herbert? Oh, Herbert's a free agent now. Do they fix undrafted players? I don't think I changed a thing about how the undrafted stuff works. They're still going to be on one-year deals instead of 3-year restricted free agent contracts. I'm 2 for 2 on it becoming pretty star-studded in free agency. I don't think the CPU applies the franchise tag. Yeah, they would like franchise tag Jefferson in that situation, but the CPU doesn't seem to use their tag. Late retirement there with Carlos Dunlap. Yeah, nobody was franchise tagged at all. There have been no trades. I haven't paid too much attention to the prospects. We saw some interesting ones yesterday. We had a cornerback who had the best deep route running in the whole class. So you can move him to wide receiver, but he still had like bad hands, bad release. But he was a player who kind of had some two-way flexibility, and that was pretty cool. There was a 99 speed receiver. Let's sim to the draft. I know we haven't even looked at scouting today, but we did yesterday, and I like some of the changes they made there. There's still more that I would do, but you can definitely do things a lot quicker. 50% seems to be the floor here, as low as the scouting will go. And still in this case, you know, we have B press. We have A to C zone coverage, so he's on a hopefully the high range there. C man. Basically, if you're not focused on a position, this is the least amount of information you would get. So we got his archetype. I didn't think it would give us archetype. Do you get everybody's archetype now? Because that would help fill in the gaps. Yeah, we got everybody's archetype. I'd like to keep archetype more exclusive. I don't think we should be given every archetype if we didn't put any effort into scouting somebody. That should be more like a 65-70% unlock. So I think that makes it a lot easier. I'm 3 for 3. I've drafted 3 players. They've all been hidden dev. I only made 2 picks yesterday. I simmed the rest. CPU trading in the draft, we haven't had that for years. They used to like trade up, and I remember like even Madden 15, they were trading up and sniping me when I wanted to get players. I still remember the Patriots getting Ralph Hendricks instead of me. But that hasn't happened since. Let's check out some players. I didn't try to do any trades in the draft to really test that stuff out, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's still pretty easy to trade players for picks there. Last time, the highest rated player in the whole class was a 76. Now we have a couple in the 80s. So we got a star quarterback here to Houston. Very nice. And we got an 82 overall safety. Oh yeah, he's a good one. So those are the 2 best players I've seen in the 2 classes I've gone through. There is a 99 speed receiver, a 97, 6. Justin Upshaw. But what I like here, they have improved the like the ratings for prospects, I think. Like the thing I've wanted to see more, make the strength stronger, make the weaknesses weaker. That's what I'm talking about. Fastest guy on the field, can run a deep route. Can he catch it? Can he run anything else? And can he get off the line? So, major work in progress. I love seeing players like this come into the classes. Let's check out the 97. Trey Turner. He happens to have pretty good hands, but his route running is pretty bad. And that route running needed a lot of work. Dodgers legend, yes, but also Panthers legend. Where's Trey Turner these days? The guard. Buffalo or something? Wasn't he with the Steelers for a minute? Rakeem Garrett. Now we're in a normal dev. Still 96 speed. Route running's low, release is low. I'm hoping to do a big franchise this year, yes. I really want to do another one here on the channel. We have 96 acceleration. We have 94 agility. That's some real strength there. Let's see TJ Wright. 6'4", 333. But he's a work in progress outside of being really strong and a decent tackler. Got to develop the football skills now. '89 carrying, 84 ball carrier vision, 87 juke, Trey Turner. You have him in your Rockies series. I do. Playing short. '82 short route running, Kevin Jett. 5'9", 187. Probably slot archetype. Yep. That's a really nice catching and short route running combo right away. So this week I'm focused on Madden, obviously. I don't know when I'll get to the Rockies opening day video. First of all, opening day is just a big video to put together because I'm probably getting multiple games into there, I'd have to imagine. We'll see. And then I have the UTSA Season 2 recap video I recorded this morning. That should be coming out soon. And really everything is just kind of on hold this week. I'm focused on Madden. It's brand new. I'm going to play it. I'm going to stream it. I'm trying to bring in new subscribers. I'm just trying to find something to do on the game while also hopefully getting closer to launching some series. But this is kind of my recruiting season, you know? This is when I'm actually going to be getting some more views than I normally do. So I'm trying to bring in people who have never seen the content before and then getting on to the franchise stuff. I hope the low-rated running backs aren't awful in sim no matter what. Yeah, I wouldn't count on it, but it's something else to keep an eye on. 90 short accuracy for a rookie. Like, that's pretty exceptional. That's pretty good. see. Best pass blocking is an 82. We didn't really see any offensive line ratings have a major standout, like 7 or 8 higher than everybody else. I want to see some elite traits on day one. Yeah, we'll have to see when the Bears took a quarterback. We're going to check out when the quarterbacks went, because that's a big issue from last year. Year one went fine. There was only one I would question. It was the Packers taking a quarterback in round 2. But they didn't have Jordan Love any longer, and Rodgers is like another year older, so I understood it. I'm not even sure if you can see the ratings I'm even highlighting here right now. 1 second. Just kind of 3-point gaps here at the top for a lot of these. 4 for power move. How about the injury? Low end is 78. Now let's see when the quarterbacks went this season. At 3, Houston took 1. The Bears took 1 at 4. Saints at 5. Eagles at 6. So Justin Fields got replaced. Let's go see where Fields is. There is a tag you can have that keeps the team from drafting a player at your position. So I would imagine Fields wouldn't have that. At this point, at 79 overall, the 22nd ranked quarterback in the league, he did not have a tag, and they drafted somebody else. I can kind of understand that. Statistically, 26-12. I mean, we saw that like 20 plus quarterbacks had 30 touchdowns or more. Not saying these stats are bad, but if he is in the 20, if he's not even a top 20 quarterback, I get drafting somebody else after 3 years. When they take okay, JP was just the one they took. The Broncos have taken a quarterback. Russell Wilson's 35. Sean Jefferson has the tags. Oh, he's already been in the league for a year. 4th round pick. Totally understandable. Jacob with the super chat. Thank you. Sup, Kane? First stream I've been able to catch in a while. YouTube, stop notifying me. YouTube, why you playing? Looking forward to what you do on Madden this year. Hashtag bolt up. Appreciate that, Jacob. You know, on the side, I wouldn't mind seeing your Chargers do well this year. You know, they're kind of the sister franchise for the Vikings. Both teams just always seem to lose in the most heartbreaking of fashions. That can't find a kicker ever. But always seems like, you know, they're putting a team together that might be able to actually do something nice. So, hopefully the Chargers do well for you. I always play on all Madden, Johnny, because all pro just doesn't... I want the CPU to have a killer instinct, man. I want to be convinced they want to beat me. And on all pro, I just never get that. And it's been... you know, like 15 years since I've enjoyed playing all pro. Chargers are the off-season champs. What do you mean? Hey, they've won a lot of off-seasons, and so have the Vikings. So, Buccaneers have a rookie quarterback. They were not sold on Taylor Heineke. He did get the award winner tag, but they weren't just going off of stats. His development dropped, actually, back to normal. He's 73 overall, but he just led the league with 49 passing touchdowns in that simulated season. This is a test franchise, yes. Next. We don't have a quarterback. That's not a problem. When did you get him? Okay, he's second year. Fifth round pick, doesn't matter. Franchise in general feels better. We'd love to see more things addressed, but the things they did address, I think they did so pretty well. Scouting and free agency, namely. Let's see more quarterbacks. What's going on, Chris? Oh yeah, I have to go away from my team. I was so confused for a second. So quarterbacks went very early in this draft. This didn't happen in the first one I did. But the Eagles replaced Jalen Hurts. We'll have to check on Hurts and if it made sense to replace him. The Buccaneers took a quarterback. We already checked on that. The Dolphins took a quarterback. It seems like maybe after 3 years, you know, if you don't get to a certain point, they're on to the next guy. And I can kind of get that. Just don't replace him too early is my thing. San Francisco in the second round. Probably too early to be thinking about that. There doesn't seem to be this huge third round run on quarterbacks anymore. Okay. So we wanted to check on the Dolphins and the Eagles. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why we didn't draft a quarterback, but it's also a user team, so I'm not really going to look into it at all. Well, they don't have Hurts anymore, so they had to draft somebody, and they did. And then who was the other team again? It was Eagles and Dolphins. Yeah, they lost Tua. Are those guys just floating around the free agency? There's no free agency in this round. Let me advance. Oh, that's the first time I've been booted off the servers. Let me make sure it reconnects good. Getting booted off the servers was a big problem in 22. I think we're good. Let me check the free agents. But that is the point where it was always crashing and kicking you out in Madden 22. Nobody. Those guys aren't available here. They might have just been signed too. Let's see where those quarterbacks went. Yeah, we want to see their cap spaces too. Where are teams at? Are they spending their cap? Are they doing well there? Tua went to the Colts. And where's Justin Fields? Hurts to Washington over Wentz. Interesting. Oh, they also got Ryan Tannehill here. Future starter here on a 68 overall quarterback with normal dev. Interesting. 6'6", 242. Big quarterback. Interesting seeing him get the future starter tag. They drafted a pretty good backup there. Poor Kirk. Huh? Brady backing up Lamar at 84 overall, 84 years old. For 2.3 mil. That's weird. That's enough quarterbacks. Interesting. They still have Malik Willis as quarterback of the future tag here with normal dev. They haven't been playing him at all. Interesting. My game is frozen. The background is still moving, but I'm not getting any button input. Mickey Loomis has a son that plays quarterback. All right, I'm gonna have to reload the game here because I'm stuck. It's gonna be chewing up my my trial time. I gotta quit out. I got 3 hours and 40 minutes left. Thoughts on NIL? Get your money. Loading back into the game. All right. I'm looking to do a traditional franchise on the main channel. I'm hoping to make it happen. Now, what was I doing? I was checking out Tua or something. Did I ever find where Justin Fields is? Is that a PlayStation only issue? I've never gotten that on Xbox for offline. Well, I'm online in a cloud franchise, so it's a little bit different there. Offline's usually more stable, but I haven't tested offline to see if I can trust it yet this year. Appreciate Super Chat. The problem last year with offline is that after a little while, I lost an offline file. I couldn't load it anymore. It wasn't corrupted. I had backup files and everything, and they wouldn't load in anymore at all. The autosave file, the backup file, the autosaves, or the backups autosave file, none of it would load in. It just wouldn't work. And so I got scared from ever playing offline franchise, because if I'm doing a series, you know, basically when I'm doing a series, it is basically my intellectual property, and if I lose that file and can't do the series anymore, I'm effed. I can't have that happen. That's right, I was looking for Justin Fields. If I can ever find him and end this, that'd be wonderful. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's still a Bear. Why was I looking for Justin Fields? I'm going to test if it happens again. I love to stay offline, but if I have to go online, I will. At least when you get dropped from the servers in online franchise, it does a good job of kind of bookmarking where you were and letting you resume your game. So at least there's that. But it wasn't a big problem for me doing my Giants series. It was just in the off season, getting booted offline was super annoying. I probably am not trying Seagator's new slider set. I'm happy with my sliders, and I'm done. I'm just gonna play. I try to play with sliders as little as possible. Once I get it to where I want to never look at it again. What are you testing right now? Now, I guess I wanted to see another season if there were trades. I wanted to maybe just get a peek at one more free agent class. How do you feel about the engine Madden is on? The thing is even if it's on Frostbite, it's clear that the skeleton of this game is very much in the past. It wasn't rebuilt from the ground up in Frostbite, so to me the engine is almost irrelevant at this point. It's like the engine is dragging around the carcass of Madden and the cobbled together foundation from over the years. So, I mean, I think that it's getting better with Frostbite, but I still think, like, it's never going to be anything special without being reworked. What are your sliders? I don't have any sliders yet. I haven't messed with anything. I've only played, like, 3 games. Now, if they ever say one day they're remaking the entire game from scratch in, like, Unreal 5, that'll catch my attention. That'd be wonderful. Any Twins fans in the chat? First of all, we got trades here. 3 players for Austin Corbett. 3 backups, including 2 running backs for a potential starting guard. Bad trade. Justin Ross for Rashad White. That, I'm not even going to complain about. That's just straight up, you know, that's a good trade, actually. If they're not starting, sure, why not? I'm not going to poke any holes in that trade. Travis Jones for Max Marshall and Justin Jones. I don't know enough about these ratings. Kendrick Green is traded again. Terez Hall and De'Ami Brown. In division. A little goofy there. But the Vikings showed this year that, hey, sometimes trades in divisions happen. I was asking about, though, any Twins fans in the chat. So, I've gotten into game collecting a bit over the past year. Really interested in some of the games I used to play, some of the games I missed out on. So, been looking at a lot of older games. Not like NES, Super NES, Genesis era, but like, you know, PS3, 360, what I grew up playing and stuff. So, most of you will know this game here. The Bigs, you know, 2K's arcade baseball game. I've made a video on it this year. That's the Albert Pujols cover, which was the basic cover that came with the game. But in Canada and Minnesota, you were able to get this. And I got this back when it first came out, got rid of it. But I got a new one here. This is the Justin Morneau. This is like an official cover and everything. It's real box art. He's on the manual as well. And you'll notice too, the back of this one here with Pujols. And this one's got Morneau in the Metrodome. So as a Twins fan, I had to get that back. And I'm really happy I got that now. Just thought I'd show that. Justin Morneau, I don't even remember him playing for the White Sox at all. I remember him going to the Pirates, and I remember him going to the Rockies. I guess he finished with the White Sox in 2016. 1 year, $1 million. Immediately placed on the 15-day list. What were his numbers that year with Chicago? He had 218 appearances, 6 homers, 261 average. That Rashad White, Justin Ross trade to me was really interesting. That was one of the more even ones I've seen. Let's sim to the playoffs, check the stats one more time, and get a peek at the free agent class. While we're simulating and waiting there, I do want to mention that today's stream is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. And I'm telling you, Underdog is the place to play best ball fantasy football. This is a team I made. I drafted earlier today. Mike, give me your thoughts on this one. So, with the link in the description down below, if you use the code Kane, promo code Kane, they'll match your first time deposit over on Underdog Fantasy. There's best ball drafts. There are some fun pick'em things to do each week. But this was a best ball team I drafted earlier this morning. Dalvin Cook at the 8th spot, I believe. I took him. Ended up with Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle. Take Patrick Mahomes when I can get him early. Kind of a tough draft. Some tough drafters over on Underdog Fantasy. But hey, if you want to check that out, I'm a big fan of best ball, and Underdog is by far the best place to play it. So link down below if you want to, and use the code Kane for that first time deposit match. And let's get on with Madden again. Did not get Kelsey. No. Let me see who my tight ends were on that draft. Oh, I got Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts. So I got Mahomes, Pitts, Dalvin. 3 studs, and Mike Evans. I was pretty happy with that as my top 4. I wish Pitts fit into the graphic there. Wide receiver did look a little weak, yeah. You have to take your receivers early on Underdog, or you're going to be, you know, in some of those second and third tier guys. I'm doing a lot of different drafts in different ways just to see, like, all right, if I take my running back and my quarterback early, how does my receiver situation look? If I get my receivers early, how does running back look? I did a draft very differently afterwards. So, let's check out those sim stats again. Superflex Pomeranian? No way. When is that coming out? That is an underdog best ball tournament they'll have, it sounds like. I need to get into it. The Superflex Pomeranian, that would be... Well, Superflex means you can have your quarterback in the flex, and it's a $3 entry. Sign me up. I'll do a couple of those tonight. "47 touchdowns led the league here for Trevor Lawrence, and the league leaders make a bit more sense this year. You get your more higher rated quarterback standing out. Trevor Lawrence is up to a 90 after a few seasons. So tracking player development is another thing we haven't spent a lot of time on. 2022, nothing special, but then 2 good years back to back. The yardage, though, very high. Touchdown totals, very high as well. Aaron Rodgers, 21 interceptions. Oh, I wasn't done there. Let's go back. How many over 40 this time? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Really good year for Ritter. Where's that dev bump? We're not to Super Bowl week yet, so it wouldn't kick in. The rookie having a big season. These rookies are simming pretty well in the right situations. And we saw Taylor Heineke do it, so in the right spot, looks like anybody can be productive. Definitely feels like something they have to tone down. That's it? 19? How's Lamar simmed? I didn't re-sign Herbert, so he just went away. The rushing totals there are pretty good for Lamar. Let's check out Kyler. See what he's doing. All right. I think we can live with that. Malik Willis played this year. Let's see what he did. 30 touchdowns, 13 picks. Only ran for 264. Again, that could still end up being scheme dependent. Maybe there's nothing special about the Titans playbook that allows for that to happen. I guess a good test there would be to move Lamar to a different team and see how he did. I plan to do a franchise like the Broncos one. You know, I don't mind answering that over and over again. It just shows that there's a lot of people that want a big franchise back on the main channel, and I'm here to hopefully do that again this year. That is the plan. And I enjoyed, you know, playing on all Madden earlier. I actually had a good time with that. Leading rusher, 1874 for JT. Oh yeah, I got Deebo Samuel at running back, so ignore that. I moved him there manually. Now, how about the teams that have these more split backfields? I guess, is there anybody who has like 2 running backs producing a lot simultaneously? This is a little more split in Tampa. Yeah, Green Bay, the first time I looked, it wasn't quite where I want it. This isn't bad here. Like, when you have a third down back doing this, I like that split with the Colts. That's a lot of carries to give to this backfield here. That's so many. Eagles should be way more split. Let's go to Green Bay. Ah, they don't have Dylan anymore. They lost him. But still, like, not giving up a lot of carries there. It matters most when the overalls are pretty tight. So, Gus Edwards an 80. And Jermaine Harris is a 75. And this is a decent little split there. 100 attempts for 318 yards, though. That makes no sense. How is he getting 102 carries? Dallas didn't have much of a split. The Falcons have JT, not much of a split there. Pollard isn't on them anymore in this. We're into the future a good bit. Actually, somewhat of a split there. I want to go take a peek at the off season again one time with free agency. How's the scouting? I felt the scouting was better. You'll definitely save time. I like that they're giving you more important information first, and there are no question marks by the end. There's simply a range of ratings. So the players that you're scouting more, you might get a full letter grade on. Let's go to Daryl Bean. You might get a full letter grade, and then for other ones, you get a range. In this case, the range is pretty tight. A to B, that tells you it's going to be pretty good. You don't know how good, but then, if you're only at 50% for a player, that range is wider. Now you're talking A to C. Well, that range is really great to average, but you know it's not bad. B to D is where you're going to get into trouble. It could be above average, it could be below average. Watch out for the B to D range. Any wild rookie standouts from the last two drafts? A ton, actually. A ton, especially at quarterback. They're all simming nice. I guess I have to take a better look at like running back and receiver, but it seemed like there were some running backs. I have to check out those receiver stats quick. Oh yeah, CPU cap space. I meant to check that earlier, but I clearly didn't. 21 yards a catch there. That's good stuff. Yep, again, Cup over 2,000. That's an NFL record. Let's try to find some rookies. Hey, not a bad year for Quez Watkins. Yeah, we'll check out some defense stats too. I haven't given them enough love. That's a young player. He's not a rookie, but he went off for a big year. Del Wilson. Still got that heavy slot receiver bias, unfortunately. Not seeing a lot of rookies here at the top. Kevin Jett was pretty good. Dominic Green was pretty good. So let's go check on the defensive leaders. Interceptions, we got 6. Sacks, 21 and a half. There are some more standouts here, it seems. Do I have to split it up by conference to get everybody? Because that's been a problem too. Like, when you sort here, it doesn't catch everybody. Maybe it works now. 21 and a half for Max Crosby, Josh Allen, TJ Watt, Aaron Donald, Gregory Rousseau. Sack numbers look good. I haven't drafted many players yet. I've just been simulating mostly to see those generational players. And I've seen a couple really good ones. We had 282 overall players in our last draft and nobody above a 76 in another one. So who knows what you're going to get. Oh, did it not catch Eric Armstead on one of those? 16. Yeah. How does that... You still got to go by conference to see everybody. That's so annoying. Are we in the off season? It's staff week. Let me see if I can get a good read on cap space here. Don't pay attention to the Chargers because I was controlling them and not doing a good job. Around 40 million here from the Chiefs. Roll over at 10.2. 52. Now, if this is the space in season, that's too much. We are in the staff week, so maybe certain players have hit free agency and they're not counting. Like 100 million in cap space. That's what I think is probably happening. Allow me to advance to free agency. I'm going to sim into the next season just to see the cap spaces. Kyle Pitts becomes available. Chris Godwin, Jalen Waddle, Javonte Williams. Those are the only players above a 90. So this is tame. You got Trevor Lawrence, though. A lot of players in the high 80s. This is toned down from the last one. Dolphins had 58 million and didn't bring back Jalen Waddle. Yeah, what I think is happening, if I had to guess how they implemented it, I think they're offering the players mostly like a neutral deal. And if that player doesn't have high motivation for that team, they're gone. And we're still losing connection here. Simming to the next year. Come on. So I can understand them not coming to an agreement if a player just like, I don't want to be on this team anymore. Like, there needs to be a way for that player to hit free agency. now I'm wondering, when we get into the season, are teams just like, are they going to spend that available cap space, or how is that handling? Like, there is rollover cap now, so there are benefits to not spending all your space. But are they going in with like 80 million, 100 million? So we're in week 1. Rosters should be set. 12 here for the Chiefs, 15, 19, 4, 14, 24, 51 for the Falcons. That's a lot. 65 for the Giants. 77 on the Jaguars. 64 on the Lions. Yeah, it seems they're going into the year leaving a lot of meat on the bone. 90 million in cap space. Their rollover would be incredible the next season. I'm thinking the motivations are playing a very big role in if they're going to keep players or not. Yeah, Falcons had 51 and didn't re-sign Pitts. So I'm guessing they're not offering the higher deal to get him to come back. The motivation might not line up, the neutral offer gets declined, and then he just hits free agency is what I think is happening. So there are a lot of teams that have more than there should be. What's the name of this song? In the YouTube audio library, it is called Nimbus. Nimbus. So that's definitely something to pay attention to, you know. You don't want to see teams just go into the year with all this cap space and maybe be more competitive trying to bring those players back. In general, I think it's good to see that these players are going to hit free agency, and it seems to be when the motivations don't line up with that team. But there's going to need to be some tweaking there. There were still teams using most of their space, but the teams that lost those prized guys, they definitely are going into the year with a lot of cap space. I don't think that really matched up with it. Like the Jaguars lost out on Lawrence. So it's not like they're saving up. And you don't have to save up that much to sign somebody. It's not quite like that. Jeez. Brady, just give it up. I want to play for every team in Florida. Let's see some of the big contracts that have been handed out then for the best players. What did Kyle Pitts get? What are his cap numbers? As a 99 tight end. Like, this is about as high as it will go for a tight end. That's a steal if receivers are getting like upwards to 30 million if they're a 99 overall. So that's too low for a player like Pitts. We won't count JJ because I signed him. That's not the data we need. Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, pretty good running back money. Six-year deal, though. If they went to 6 years, so one of the tells here is the number of years. When you're offering contracts and it says team friendly, player friendly, when you make it more player friendly, it's adding on more years. So that's clearly what's happening here with Jonathan Taylor. He signs a 6-year deal because this is what's supposed to be an overwhelming offer, I believe. He would have signed it a year ago. Let's see. Jair be playing on his extension, probably. I need to see contracts made in this franchise. I think Burrow would fall into that category then. That's big. And you want to see those elite players get elite money. When they're getting less is when I get annoyed in franchise. Let's try to see some other spots here. Creed Humphrey would be a good example at center. Let's see. Best top paid centers in the NFL. Let me give that a look quick. On a per year basis, 14 is the highest. And that's Jason Kelsey. So we're in that range here. Maybe a bit lower. Seems the offensive lineman could use a little help here. The overall drop off is pretty steep. Let's see Micah Parsons' extension. Way up there. Why does this say that Parsons didn't have any sacks last season? He had 13 sacks last year. That's just incorrect stats. Let's see Pat Surtain's contract he signed in here. Very nice. Do off-ball linebackers still get paid like edge rushers if they're outside linebackers? I would imagine. Most players listed here, though, are edge. Let's go to the right side, though. Like Logan Wilson isn't an edge rusher. That's a lot of money for an off-ball linebacker. let's see here, in the 13-14 range would basically make him like 5th or 6th in off-ball linebackers in the real NFL. At 86 overall, probably a bit high. But there are some high-paid off-ball linebackers out there. Darius Leonard and Fred Warner are both in the 19 to 20 range. Yeah, Roquan. How about safety? Yeah, nice money there for Antoine Winfield Jr. I'm guessing implementing Edge would force them to rework a lot of things, and so it's just not happened yet, but it's past time for it to actually be in the game. I mean, there's no way of knowing for sure if the extensions are player-friendly or team-friendly, but it seemed like most neutral contracts were 4 years. The 5- and 6-year contracts were player-friendly, and there were a couple examples that clearly looks like they were paying more with more years to get a player. Are the XP sliders better this year? It looked like for offensive line, still might need some work there. How about the stud quarterbacks that have come through? So we're into like the 4th year. And as far as drafted quarterbacks, there is Dalton Bullard, who came in as an 82. Eric Moran is now an 82. It still feels like about the same. Everything kind of needs a bit of a bump there. Running backs are going to get overpowered. A lot of 99s. There's almost nothing you can do about that. After doing a couple seasons, what are your main concerns? What do you really like so far? My main concern right off the bat is sim stats and how that's going to drive player progression for players that are overperforming. And what I really like, big name players becoming available in free agency from time to time, and the scouting being an improvement. That's the main stuff for me. Bullard was generational, I think. He was an 82. He was very good. The thing is, though, as you get into these franchises and you're still seeing, like, after 3 or 4 years, all the best players are still base roster guys. You're not seeing those new drafted players break into the top 10 after their rookie season. It just can't happen with this XP system the way it is. It looks like the top 71 receivers right now are all players that are already in the NFL. No one was able to break that top 71. And that's the problem when you have a universal XP slider, because you got these young guys who are already really good, basically getting XP at the same rates the rookies do. And so if you want to help the rookies, you also help the veterans. If you want to hurt the veterans, you hurt the rookies. It's a very imperfect system. So I have done a lot of looking at stuff here in franchise. I have a good feel for some things. I think that when I stream again, we'll focus a bit more on playing the games. And maybe play around with the fantasy draft franchise just to have a little fun. I mean, I pretty much do that every year just to have something to stream and make content of. I never end up finishing it, but just to get some games in is fun. And I might play some online games too. I'm kind of down to play some head-to-head, some regs. Not really interested in Ultimate Team. If I were playing an Ultimate Team, I'd want to do like the Draft Champions, whatever they call it now, where you just draft a team and play with them. Like, I have no interest in building an Ultimate Team. But I occasionally like to play online head-to-head. I have not done CPU yet. I'll be checking that out tomorrow in a video for the second channel. But that's going to do it for me tonight. Fun stream. Appreciate everybody coming through and spending more time with me. We are, looks like, yeah, I'm probably 2/3 of the way done with my trial time here on PlayStation. I still have trial time on my Series X that I will be able to record for as well. But that is going to do it for me tonight, everybody. I appreciate everybody coming through, all the feedback, comments, super chats. Again, if you'd like to check out Underdog on your way out, like I said, it's the best place to be playing best ball and fantasy football this time of year. Use code Kane for your deposit match. Link in the description. Take care, everybody. Be back again with more tomorrow.